I never believed in ghosts until the doll moved on its own. At first, it was just small things. A shift in position. A slight tilt of the head. My girlfriend, Emily, swore she wasn't touching it and neither was I. We laughed it off. Until we caught it on camera. That's when everything changed. The doll had been in Emily's family for years. Her grandmother owned it, then her mother, then her. It was old, Victorian style, with glassy blue eyes and a delicate porcelain face. Its dress was faded, once white, now yellowed with age. I hated it. Something about it felt wrong. I told Emily to get rid of it, but she just rolled her eyes. It's a family heirloom, she said. You're being dramatic. Maybe I was. Until I saw it move. One night, Emily and I were watching TV. The doll sat on the shelf, facing forward, like always. I got up to grab a drink and when I came back, it was turned toward the couch. I frowned. Did you move it? Emily glanced up. Move what? The doll. It's facing us. She smirked. Oh no, it must have repositioned itself, terrifying. I forced a laugh, but my skin crawled. Maybe I had imagined it. But then it happened again. And again. And again. I needed proof. So, one night I set up my phone to record the doll while we slept. I wanted to prove to myself that it wasn't real. That my mind was just playing tricks on me. The next morning, I checked the footage. At first, nothing. Hours of stillness. At 3:14 a.m., the doll twitched. Just a little. A subtle jerk, like something inside it was trying to move. I felt my breath hitch. I kept watching. A few minutes later, its head turned. Slowly. Deliberately. Then, its lips parted. The video ended. I nearly dropped my phone. My whole body was covered in cold sweat. I shook Emily awake, shoving the phone in her face. Watch this. She groggily sat up, rubbing her eyes. What? Then she saw it. Her face drained of color. That's not possible. I exhaled sharply. You believe me now? She didn't answer. She just stared at the screen, eyes wide. Then she whispered, we need to get rid of it. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every shadow in the room felt heavier. Every creak in the house sent my heart racing. At some point, exhaustion won. I drifted off. And that's when I heard it. A soft, scraping sound. I opened my eyes. The room was dark, but something felt off. Then I saw it. The doll was no longer on the shelf. It was on the floor, facing the bed. My chest seized. I nudged Emily. Babe, I whispered. Wake up. She didn't stir. A clicking noise, like fingernails tapping against wood. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, and there it was. The doll, sitting on my nightstand. I jumped out of bed so fast I nearly tripped. My breathing was ragged, my hands shaking. That was it. I wasn't playing anymore. I grabbed the doll, ran downstairs, and threw it into the trash bin outside. I didn't care if it was a family heirloom. That thing was gone. The next morning, Emily and I woke up to a loud thud. We bolted upright. It was coming from downstairs. I hesitated, then slowly crept toward the noise, Emily right behind me. I turned the corner into the kitchen, and my stomach dropped. The trash bin was knocked over. The lid wide open. And sitting on the counter was the doll. Right where it used to be. Emily let out a choked gasp. I backed away. No. That's impossible. I threw it away. She grabbed my arm, nails digging into my skin. We need to leave. Now. I didn't argue. We packed a bag in minutes, not even bothering to lock the door behind us. We drove straight to her parents' house, refusing to look back. Emily's mom greeted us with confusion. What are you two doing here so early? Emily was shaking. The doll. There's something wrong with it. Her mother's face changed. It was subtle, but I saw it. A flicker of something. Like she already knew. She sighed. Sit down. We did. And then she told us. The doll wasn't just a family heirloom. It belonged to Emily's great-grandmother. And before that, someone else. A woman who lived alone in a house that burned to the ground, her body never found. Rumors spread. People said she had practiced something dark. And when her house was searched, the only thing left untouched was that doll. Emily's mother took a breath. We never should have kept it. I swallowed hard. Then what do we do? She hesitated. Then, with a grim expression, she said, we have to bury it. Far away. That night, we drove deep into the woods. We dug a hole, placed the doll inside, and covered it. I didn't look back. I didn't want to. Days passed. Then weeks. No more movements. No more whispers. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe. Until last night, when I woke up and found dirt on the floor, leading from the front door to my bed, and sitting on my pillow was the doll, smiling.